1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move. Whatever click you choose, you better.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on the intro. And like I said, the flow is nothing like Curtis Blow. Yeah, that intro song is finally ready and available right now only. Yeah, on CD, man. So if you want to get it, tap in at 16tolife@gmail.com, or you can DM me at 16tolife on Instagram, man. I'm telling you, it's gas. Both versions of those intro songs is on here, 10 songs deep. Hit me up, $20 shipping and handling. I'm going to get it right to you. I'm telling you, this right here is off the chain. Now let's hop right up into this video, man. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about Abigail 22. A lot of y'all might know him as Adam 22, but I call him Abigail because in my opinion, he does a lot of feminine type stuff. Now, I've been doing my channel for quite some time. I've never made a video about old Abigail, but you know, enough is enough, man. So by now, of course, I know many of us out there in YouTube land that's been keeping up with all this stuff are familiar with the little fiasco they had over there, the little, you know, situation, the fight over there or whatever. So then about a day later, Abigail makes an announcement basically saying that any employee that brings violence over there or gets violence at the No Jumper workplace is fired, terminated, suspended, so on and so forth, right? Now, that's extremely understandable. I get it, right? Nobody would want that type of situation at their workplace where they get bread, you know, trying to create a negative atmosphere. But I think Abigail has failed to realize that Abigail is instigating, agitating, and a lot of times initiating a lot of these situations with the interviews, you know, the allowing of different ops to come up there. One day he may interview this dude. A week later, he's interviewing his ops and he's playing games. A lot of these dudes that he invites to his podcast, that he interviews, that he uses to exploit, they're really in the street. And some of the things that's being discussed in these interviews or some of the things that they're representing really means something to them, you know, regardless of how trivial it may be to him. So while he likes to make fun and games about the situation, these dudes really care about what's being said at certain times in certain discussions. And, you know, you dealing with street dudes, man. And so their mentality is, okay, I may not be able to catch this dude, you know, who didn't said this or who didn't said that. But one place that I might be able to catch him at is up there where the No Jumper podcast is filmed. And so, of course, they gonna go up there. And a lot of these dudes that he's interviewing and exploiting them for the things they doing out there in the streets, they have failed to realize that this dude is not built for that. You know what I'm saying? So this dude is hella soft. This dude is softer than mother's love. So take a look. I'm going to show y'all this video right where you have two dudes on his podcast get into it. This happened a while ago, and it was a big hoopla about this too, you know. I forget the other dude, but one of the dude's name was Little Kelpie, and he got into a fight. But the fight is neither here nor there, right? Let's trip on the expressions that Abigail is making during, you know, once these dudes start fighting. Now, you see these dudes fighting 2 or 3 feet away from you. You've been listening to the whole conversation, so you know it doesn't involve you, right? But just look at the sheer fear and terror on this dude's face, man, when them dudes go to fight and stuff.
I said, Ben Franklin knows who the fuck I am, bitch.
Who you calling a bitch, though?
I'm calling you a bitch.
I'm telling you, man, this dude is softer than a pair of natural double D's, and people cannot let this dude and his thirstiness for content, especially from the black community, play you out of pocket. And he definitely knows what he's doing, right? So of course now he has a show called Wack and Abigail, and in this video he's getting ready to tell Wack that, hey, listen, man, I don't think it's cool you always on your phone, so on and so forth. Well, Wack tells him, hey man, you don't mind me being on the phone when I'm calling someone and it benefits you. So just check this out real quick.
Okay. See, I mean, I feel like we should cut the parts out where you're just staring at your phone. Nah, why don't you put your phone on Do Not Disturb during the podcast? I'm just trying to give you some advice. Staring into the phone, I don't know.
But you don't mind me when I use my phone to call somebody that's beneficial to you.
So of course, Abigail being Abigail and not having the connections to reach out to certain individuals because Abigail is not from the street. Wack has these connections. Abigail is going to use what Abigail is going to use to get these connections, So one of the things I dislike about Abigail is Abigail may invite, or Abigail has no problem inviting dudes up there who are involved in serious beefs with other dudes, right? So one week Abigail may invite this dude up here. Then the next week, Abigail invite the same op of that dude he just interviewed. And then Abigail has no problem with stoking the flames, asking these dudes questions to pretty much get them to beef with each other. And, he'll say, well, this dude said this. How do you feel about this? And he sits back and he plays naive and he antagonizes these dudes, trying to get him to say things that are, inflammatory about a person who they consider they op.
Yo, but I got to say, though, that so I was supposed to interview Luce on Tuesday. Like, it was supposed to be like way early in the day, like significantly before this, so that we would have time to clear the premises and make sure there was not any overlap between the brick man and the loose guy. But he showed up like 30 deep, to be totally fair. It made a little bit of a scene. So I had to kind of shut it down on Tuesday, and we had to run it back the next day. We did get it done, so I was happy about that. But yeah, definitely he tried to pull a move.
So of course you seen there in the video where Abigail says, okay, yeah, we invited Loose Cannon up here with enough time to, let him get in and get out because we didn't want you two guys to cross paths, bump heads, so on and so forth. But then he goes on to say that, he showed up with so many dudes and it was just so hectic pretty much that we ended up canceling it and ran it the next day. So of course that's knowledge right there of that I need to keep these dudes apart because they have a serious beef. And so, his main concern is getting the content, so, I mean, what type of individual has a working relation? Because I don't know if those dudes is getting paid. I don't know what he got going on up there. But what type of dude has a working relationship with two different individuals? He gonna chop it up with this dude on one day. He's cool with this dude. Then he kicks it and chops it up with the next dude. But he's gonna pit them dudes against each other. That shows you right there that this dude, he is loyal to the dollar and that's it. So he's clearly showing that he don't care about this man and his family, this man and his family. He don't care about what happens if they happen to run into each other later on next week at the beach or at an eatery or wherever. Just don't bring the beef up here to my establishment and I'm gonna stoke the flames, you know what I'm saying? I'm a encourage y'all to say inflammatory stuff about each other. Then I'm gonna sit back and watch the stuff happen. So many of you may know for a while that Loose Cannon and Brick Baby have been beefing for whatever their reason is, right? Now, in this next video, I'm getting ready to show you, you see Brick Baby and Abigail having some discussion about whether Loose Cannon was really put on his hood or not or whatever. So Brick Baby goes on to say, okay, well, the next time you see him, ask him about this. And then you got old Abigail acting like an old hot, horny hood rat in heat, saying, oh, you want me to call him? You want me to call him? I mean, that's just being messy at his finest, right? So then Abigail actually calls Loose Cannon on the phone and sits back and smiles, giggles, and laughs while these two dudes have a serious war of words with each other.
He tried to pull
Next time, because I know he's going to be a routiner, ask him who was involved with his put on. Can he give us any names from his put on? Can he give us what block he got put on? Let's get to the bottom of it.
You want me to call him and ask him that now?
Yes.
Oh, God.
That's a clip for that ass.
Yes.
That's a clip for that ass. Inquiring minds
just want to know.
This is crazy. I can't believe I'm doing this.
And so for me, it's crazy while Abigail sits back like the puppet master, pulls strings, and encourages these two individuals and a lot of other individuals to get into it, have beef, to say negative things, and then sits back and don't want the violence to show up at his doorstep when many of these beefs are being initiated or at least promoted from the inside of his workplace. And another thing that I deeply disagree with, I've seen several times where Abigail will invite somebody to the platform, sometimes a gang member. Now, of course, Abigail sits around these dudes, these street dudes, picking up the lingo, definitely learning enough to know what's disrespectful and what's not. But Abigail will play naive. And he'll question potential guests on his show, or he'll question the guests that he has on his show. He'll say lightweight, disrespectful things. It's all a joke with him. He'll make fun about people's injuries out there in the streets being shot. He basically says anything because it's all a big joke to him. And then you have these dudes who are supposed to be street dudes who Adam is either employing at the time or has some type of working relationship. I done seen on several occasions people that's working with Adam or up there on his podcast will say, hey man, no, I'm not just to let you do nothing to him. Now on some real talk, man, what part of the game is that? I was brought up and raised that in the streets, you have to let a man be a man first, especially if this dude is saying some disrespectful stuff, getting out of pocket. You have sat back and watched this dude play with this individual or play with what he represents or play with his city in ways that you would not allow him to play with you. But since you might have a working relationship with him and he's sliding a few dollars in your pocket at the time, dudes have felt the need to protect this dude. It's several dudes. And now a lot of those dudes no longer even have working relationships with this dude. At one point in time, I believe Milk 74 went up there looking for Abigail, and you had a brother step to the forefront and shoo him away from the building or whatever, So it's always, it seems like, a brother stepping up to protect Abigail when Abigail starts these beefs, get out of pocket, say something slick, pretending to be naive, acting as if what he said wasn't disrespectful, man. So I'm just saying, y'all that's going on this podcast, man, realize who the puppet master is and do not let Abigail trick you out of your position, I'm going to say 90% of the dudes that have bodyguards for a reason. They gonna tell on you. They not gonna play the game fair, because if a dude is running around popping his gums, talking slick, being disrespectful, playing with street dudes, he shouldn't need a bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? And if you need a bodyguard, stop playing with street people. Regardless of what's going on, regardless of who's beefing, dudes need to sit back and look at who is playing the biggest game and who is doing the biggest winning. Because best believe, if there's ever a time that two individuals who have beef with each other, who have both been on the Abigail show, and Abigail is trying to pit them against each other, if they happen to run into each other and they happen to get into it, do something to each other, somebody may go to jail, somebody may end up even worse, but Abigail is going to continue to make content and profit off the misery and the exploitation of dudes out there in the street, stepping out there in a place where obviously Abigail is not willing to step foot. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.
They saying cause these cowards ain't playing fair. They shoot at you shoot at them, they snitch, and they don't care. Fuck gang banging, I'd rather be a square. Yeah. I swear to God, the game is cold, homie.
What you mean?
I popped on a pussy ass nigga after he stole on me.
What happened next?
That nigga came to court and told on me.
Put that on something.
I sold my soul, homie. Called the highway patrol on me, plus the sheriffs and cops. He told him my name was Eric and I carried a Glock. Soon as you start blowing shots, them niggas going to tail. Don't have a meeting with the cops and then you going to jail. They'll tell him about the shooting, take him, show him his well. DA trying to seal your cash, they gon' throw him the nails. They wanna throw me up in the cell and have me with a L again. Back to strip searchers and guards, read my mail again. Had me far away in the bay, I'm talking Pelican. Eating cold ass soy burgers and warm gelatin. I'm far too intelligent to fall for that twice. Niggas yelling gang gang and ain't about that life. And they'll turn rat right in front of your face. Get you found guilty plus 100 years on the case. Your mama in the court with tears running all on her face. Her baby shackled feet, hands and waist.
Goddamn.
These niggas ain't who they say they is, so beware. Fuck what they saying cause these cowards ain't playing fair. They shoot at you shoot at them, they snitch, and they don't care. Fuck gang banging, I'd rather be a square. These niggas ain't who they say they is, so beware. Fuck what they saying, cause these cowards ain't playing fair. They shoot at you, you shoot at them, they snitch, and they don't care. Fuck gang banging, I'd rather be a square. Yeah, doing life's no joke. I been where the apes been. You ain't really bout that smoke. You a vape pen. Soon as they catch a joke, in the feds or the state pen. That tough guy shit get shed quick like snake skin. Real and fake men can't exist together. I stay down, you turn snitch, so you a bitch forever. Imagine me snitch never, boy, I stuck to the code. You hit the county for a month, you said fucking and told. Soon as you heard your bitch Nicole was fucking all of your best friend, the news damn near killed you, nigga. Caved your chest in. You told about the murders that y'all did on the West End. Who was popping the burners and the one who said lesbian. Cooperated then, signed an affidavit. Felt your life was over, nigga, you was trying to save it. So you told on Antoine, LeBron, Marcus, and David. Came home and half your hood forgave it. God damn. These niggas ain't who they say they is, so beware. Fuck what they saying, cause these cowards ain't playing fair. They shoot at you, you shoot at them, they snitch, and they don't care. Fuck gang banging, I'd rather be a square. These niggas ain't who they say they is, so beware. Fuck what they saying, cause these cowards ain't playing fair. They shoot at you, you shoot at them, they snitch, and they don't care. Fuck gang banging, I'd rather be a square. Yeah.